Welcome back to Rugby Today, your daily hit of everything that is happening across the rugby world today. A busy one has taken place across the board, with England making their selections for the upcoming clash with Argentina. Munster Rugby have pulled off a sharp bit of business. There's been big movement on the Rugby Awards side of things. The 2027 Rugby World Cup lineup is locked and loaded. The Springboks have received a major boost ahead of their clash with Ireland, and Joe Schmidt's Wallabies have come out fighting ahead of their clash with France. England have pushed hard on their selection today. Steve Borthwick has made 6 changes to his starting 15 that beat the All Blacks for Sunday's clash with Argentina at the Allianz Stadium, Twickenham. The headline, of course, is that Elliot Daly is returning to Test Rugby for the first time since breaking his forearm on the Lions Tour back in July. He goes straight onto the left wing, which shifts Emmanuel Feo-Aboso over to the right wing, and it crucially keeps Freddie Stewart at fullback despite Marcus Smith putting in a very impressive shift last week. Henry Slade comes in at outside centre and he partners Fraser Dingwall there. England have reshaped their halfback pairing, with Ben Spencer getting the nod alongside George Ford this week. Up front, the front row has been completely retooled, with Ellis Genge, Luke Cowan-Dickey and the very exciting youngster Asher Opoku-Fajur all starting. Maro Itoje once again leads the side, with Alex Coles alongside him in the lock positions. The back row remains Sam Underhill, Guy Pepper and Ben Earl. Borthwick is continuing to persist with the 6-2 bench split, with Theo Dan, Finn Baxter, Will Stewart, Charlie Ewells, Tom Curry and Henry Pollock in the forwards, with Alex Mitchell and Marcus Smith providing the cover for the backs. Borthwick made the point today that last weekend gave England plenty to build on, that Argentina are going to bring heavy emotion and physicality, and that England are preparing for a brutally contested test match. Argentina have taken big scalps this year and they would so want one over England, so they know that England cannot coast in this one despite sweeping Argentina earlier this season. In the URC, Munster meanwhile have strengthened at tight head in a move that feels smart and timely for the province. Samoan prop Michael Alaalatoa joins from Claremont on the 1st of December on a deal running to the end of the season. He arrives right before Munster take on Bath in the Champions Cup. Alaalatoa joins fresh off helping Samoa secure qualification for the 2027 Rugby World Cup and arrives with major experience, having played for Samoa, the Waratahs, the Crusaders, and spending 3 seasons with Munster's arch rivals Leinster, so he's all too familiar with the URC. Munster have long needed a bit of reliability at tight head, and Alaalatoa delivers exactly that for the URC undefeated side so far this season. Samoa themselves sealed a place at the Rugby World Cup 2027 with a 13-all draw against Belgium in Dubai. They only needed a draw after opening wins against Brazil and Namibia that they got. That confirms their 10th straight Rugby World Cup appearance and completes the 24-team lineup for the expanded tournament in Australia in 2027. The draw takes place in December 3rd in Sydney. This tournament will be the first with 6 pools of 4 and a round of 16, which should add a fresh dynamic to the competition. Samoa's qualification also secures their place in the new Nations Cup beginning in 2026, where they join Canada, Chile, Georgia, Hong Kong, China, Portugal, Romania, Spain, Tonga, Uruguay, the USA and Zimbabwe. It gives Samoa guaranteed high-level rugby leading into 2027, which is a huge step forward for one of the truly great rugby nations. World Rugby have also released their men's awards nominees for this year's World Player of the Year. The Springboks, unsurprisingly, have dominated the proceedings. 3 of the 4 Players of the Year contenders are from South Africa, with former winner Peter Steph du Toit, Malcolm Marx and Ox Nietzsche all shortlisted alongside France's flying winger Louis Bielbiaré. There's another Bok in the breakthrough category, with Ethan Hooker nominated alongside England's Henry Pollock, New Zealand's Fabian Holland and Australia's Joseph Akuso-Suali'i. Try of the Year nominees include Santiago Cordero, Santiago Pedero, Lekima Tagovailoa and Tupoai Vai. Winners will be announced on November 22nd. In another big development, Franco Mostert has been cleared to face Ireland, with his ludicrous red card having been overturned. So the disciplinary panel ruled the initial contact was shoulder to shoulder, as many suspected, including us with our previous video on that. Any head contact was secondary and low force, and it didn't meet the danger threshold for the red. With Lou Diaga already suspended, this is a massive boost for the Boks, who now go into the Ireland match with a full strength second row option. And for the neutral, this means we get the contest we all wanted. What we didn't want is either side going in with suspensions that really should not have been suspensions. The Wallabies remain in trouble. Losses to England, Italy and Ireland mean they are one defeat away from their first winless European tour in 67 years and a potential 10th loss in a calendar year. But Tom Hooper pushed back today on any comparisons to the 2023 Rugby World Cup disaster under Eddie Jones. He says belief is strong in the squad. Joe Schmidt is driving standards relentlessly and the system is working even if the execution isn't. Their lineout did fall apart last weekend and they lost the aerial contest badly, but Hooper insisted the squad trust Schmidt fully and that he's giving them every bit of clarity they need this week. France in Paris is the worst possible fixture when you're trying to avoid history, but Australia know exactly what's at stake and they really will be going all hell's blazing for this last test of the year. That's today's Rugby Today. England reshaping for Argentina, Munster adding some much needed power up front, Samoa completing the World Cup picture, and of course the Springboks are front and centre in the World's conversation. Mostert has been cleared and the Wallabies are battling to avoid another dark milestone. Drop your thoughts below, especially your England-Argentina predictions, because we feel that is going to be a very tight test match. And we'll be back tomorrow with the latest from across the rugby world, with many of the international squads set to be announced. Thanks again for checking out the video and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.